we're going to talk about the Young Turks. And I talked about this earlier, information diet. I used to watch the Young Turks. I used to appreciate the Young Turks. I don't watch them anymore. I don't like them. Um, and we're going to have to talk about, you know, the trajectory from Bernie through to the present. Like, even this morning, I watched a Bernie video about, his reaction to being at the Trump inauguration. And yeah, Bernie was right about a lot of things then, and he's still right about things now. But the unfortunate reality is some of the impact that he and his coalition have had on society and our political discourse have been so negative, and it makes me sad because I think Bernie's, a good guy. It's kind of like when Andrew Yang came on the scene and he didn't know how to operate in that space. He had to figure it out as he went. I think Bernie had a similar challenge. Now, Bernie had been in politics for, decades at that point. Nobody really knew who he was, so he still had to adapt to the changes that come when you go from an elected official who nobody cares about to an elected official who, a million or millions of people care about. Him having to learn how to make that transition did not go perfectly. And the Young Turks and other media and activist organizations, who kind of followed on Bernie's footsteps, they've not ultimately been good for the discourse. And like I was talking earlier about how when people are in echo chambers or unhealthy information ecosystems, a lot of times you don't recognize it, right? And how do people recognize that? How do people get out of it? How do people go from a narrow viewpoint to trying to understand the full complexity of reality? Because we're not gonna get to where humanity needs to go if we keep doing this. So for me, Young Turks was definitely an example of, an information ecosystem that I embraced and then moved away from, and now I recognize as mostly harmful.